Hey everybody, and welcome back to Brooks Hobby Shop. If this goes out on schedule, I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving and spent time with those you love. We're about to move this ambiguously late 60s, early 70s Magnavox into the shop and get the back off of it and see what we see. And before we do that, I want to show y'all something that I missed in the last video. I only noticed this after closing out the last video, that down here below these controls in the back, we got a switch. Chromatone. Our Magnavox has Chromatone, and it's switched on. And it's got me, the instant I saw that, it put me in mind of Paul Simon, of course, you know, Chromatone. Our Magnavox has Chromatone. From the age of Kodak and Kodachrome, we now have Chromatone. So I want to point that out. If the sun hadn't shined directly on it, I'd have missed it entirely. But we're about to get this thing into the shop and look into it and see what we got. And might even, once we get the back off of it, go ahead and fire it up and see what we have here. Let's get on into the shop, and I'm going to be out of breath because it's not light. It's not light. This television definitely, I would think, has a power transformer because we don't have a polarized plug here, and we've got a metal shaft coming out from the front. So this thing probably has a full power transformer in it, and regardless of whether it does or doesn't, it weighs like it does. Let's get her on into the shop and see what we got. Oh, Chromatone. Our Magnavox has Chromatone. Ooh, and Chromatone's heavy. Oh no, she ain't light. Oh gosh. Oh me, oh my. Our Chromatone is switched on, so our flesh tone can never be wrong. Woo! Oh. Wow! Oh, honey. You're heavy for a guy in his 50s like me. Woo! Okay. Cardboard on the bench because it's got no feet up under it, and ooh, look at there. Chromatone. Well, I'll heal. Better me than it. Oh gosh. Whew. But About a couple or three band-aids later and I'll heal. Sorry for the gross out, y'all. But even this kind of takes me back. Those roadside dumps back years ago. I used to bloody myself all the time. I used to have to carry band-aids everywhere I went. But we're in. Chromatone would have been Magnavox's equivalent to RCA Color Track or Acumatic or Sears Silvertone, one button color. It was just the preset switch, I'm guessing, to return all the adjustments to the factory presets for what they deemed to be the most true to life picture quality and the best flesh tone. So for those unfamiliar with terminology from the time, Chromatone would have been flesh tone, picture tone, and absolutely nothing to do with the sound like it was years later when Sony, when they started building projection televisions. They could no longer, since projection TVs have 3 separate projection tubes and didn't have Trinitron, Sony started advertising Trinitone. But anyway, Kodachrome, Chromatone, Trinitone, we're in the house. And yeah, I put cardboard down to keep my bench from getting scratched up because no feet up under this thing and all those screw heads exposed. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and turn this thing around and get the back off of it and see how she looks on the inside. Daylight's waning, so I'll soon have to get some more light going in here. I'm doing this video immediately after last week's video because I just can't wait when I come across something like this to go ahead and get a peek inside and see what I'm up against. I normally do my loading and unloading from the front of this house, but I thought I'd save a few steps and, well, I paid the price. Okay, let's see. That's all I'm seeing right now. Is that it? Well, the interlock pull loose, and there we are. It does. Okay, so maybe we're about to determine a model number on this, honey. Got our twin lead from the VHF and UHF tuners. Connecting here inside the back. And here we are, our first peek inside. I love this part, where we are discovering everything together for the first time. All right. And looks like we got some tubes going to air. Let me get y'all in here. Damper tube going to air. Anytime you see that gettering looking milky and white like that, you got a problem. And damper tubes are very common for it. So this one right here is definitely bad. No need to apply any power. It would just cause damage to apply power to this with a tube in it in that condition. Let's see what else we got. Looks like we got a combined vertical oscillator and output tube back here. And once again, we've got milky guttering. It's gone to air. It is gassy, so we don't want to apply any power again. And here, Lord mercy. This one right here does not look. Yeah, that does. That's milky. That's milky. All right, so we've got another very probable bad tube here, and definitely got another one back here. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Otherwise, got some debris right here. That is not a full power transformer either. Okay. That is not a full power transformer. That might just be a heater transformer for the picture tube and other tubes in the chassis. And look at here, we got another we got another tube. Gassy. All right. I got to tell y'all, right now, this thing might be the record holder on tubes gone to air. Damper, vertical oscillator and output. Something here probably in the chroma circuit, the color circuit. Back there. And is this sucker all tube? Is it? It's not hybrid? Is this an all-tube chassis? Oh, yes, it is. We have got an all-tube, or at least 90% tube, color television here. Because that is the VIF strip. And all right. Okay. Debris in the chassis we're not going to really worry about, but oh, look at here. Look at here. This is what we like to see. Model number 1C6 250. Okay, that is not sounding like a TV model number to me. That is sounding more like a cabinet model. 1C6250. I'll try to look it up, but run number 2, okay. Very common for manufacturers back during this time period to have a basic chassis and do multiple runs for it. This basic chassis right here was probably also used in consoles all the way up to 25 inch. I'm loving this. Old convergence, old Delta system convergence. And lateral magnets around the neck, the old Delta system picture tube. Okay, yeah, that's taking me back. Right here though, there's our tuner. VHF, UHF. But down here, it's looking like we don't have very much of a speaker left. If I can zoom that. I'm looking straight through to the speaker grill in the front of the television, and no cone in between. So along with the tubes that have gone to air, we've definitely, looks like we're most definitely gonna have to have a speaker. Yeah, I can see the get my hand in here. There's the remains of the cone around the perimeter, right there. Okay, so our speaker is roached. Got incandescent, looks like incandescent dowel lights. I was wondering if it had dowel lights, since they're so visible at the front without them. But yeah, incandescent dowel lights, okay. Let's see if I can get a better shot of that speaker. Okay. That's really kind of a shame to me. Magnavox TVs were known for their sound quality. They were kind of like RCA and Zenith. Really, a bragging point of Magnavox was the sound quality that they could achieve from smaller, like about 4-inch, looks like, speakers like that. Otherwise, this right here kind of bothers me. The Faraday cage for our high voltage is open, and our high voltage rectifier socket is right here. And this being open is a point of concern for me, because this being a color TV, I'm already concerned about possible bad flyback. And at some point in this life, the life of this television, this was opened and never shut back fully or permanently. Would it have fit tight if it had been shut back? Feels like it. So anyway, let's see, can we see anything down in here? First glimpse of the high voltage rectifier and flyback transformer, which looks to be intact, but I want to take a better look at that before applying any power to this. This is my discovery process, y'all. Any new project that comes along, I generally I spend a couple of hours just staring at them. And I recommend that. You can really determine a lot usually by just going ahead and take the time to develop a rapport with something like this. You know, treat it like a patient in a hospital that's come in critical condition. Let's see, we got a model number here. Nope. Got a picture tube number. But let's see, how many tubes have we got gone to air in this? Damper tube. 1, 2, 3. Get my chair turned around where I was about to sit backwards on it. 4, 5. 5 tubes gone to air. And you know, for other people, this would maybe be a deal breaker, but for me, this is nothing. I'm used to it. And especially with this being a newer generation television, not necessarily from the late 40s or 50s, I should have all the tubes this thing needs in multiplicity. Let's see though, model number. Do we see any sign of a model number anywhere? Let's see, that's where our tuning and all plugs into the IF. Right there. You know, I don't really see any sign of rat damage, but we got a lot of debris in this. Let me check the most obvious place you would find a model number for televisions like this. Let's go ahead and look in the back and okay, there we are. Everything left in the back of this, and I am seeing no model number visible on any of this. 4EH7. Huh. All right. 5GM6, 4JC6A. And then others that are 6 volt. But no sign or hint of a model number. And I can't say that I've ever worked on this particular model television before either. Most Magnavoxes I've seen have been, by the time I came along, they were hybrid, tube solid state, or just all solid state. So I have not seen this particular model before, I can tell you for sure, because if I had, I would remember it. Magnavox is not really a common television in parts of Georgia I've lived. Mostly around here we have like RCA and Zenith and General Electric, and you know, the brands like that. I can even say I've seen a lot more Sony than Magnavox. I've seen more Sharp and Sanyo actually than Magnavox. Excuse me. There was a Magnavox dealership once upon a time, at least, in Albany, Georgia, and that was about the most local Magnavox dealership to any place I ever lived or worked. So this one is going to be an adventure for me. I have not worked on this model Magnavox before. And it looks like we don't have a full power transformer, but we do have a power transformer. It might just be a heater transformer for the picture tube and other 6 volt and maybe 12 volt tubes in this. It looks like the heater string in this television is going to be wired. Partially the 6-volt tubes may be parallel, and then it's going to have other tubes in it that are actually series wired. By the later 60s, manufacturers were doing a lot of experimentation on tube heater strings in television. So, was not expecting to find this many gone to air though. All right, the damper tube, we can see where it cracked down there. Damper tubes get super hot in operation, and they very typically during times when a television is sitting up, they just crack and go to air. It doesn't necessarily mean there's a circuit problem. It means just basically it's a damper tube and it's gone to air. Very common. Most common ones I've seen that have gone to air in my life. Motorola and Quasar has also been very popular in this area, and a lot of the Motorola and Quasar televisions, especially the black and whites, they had a damper tube in them that was a tall 9-pin with a cap on top of it, a 6AL3, and those tubes were terrible to just go to air just from sitting unused. So I'm not going to panic about the tubes in this, but this would be a deal breaker for a lot of people out there. But I've been collecting tubes for decades, so I'm more concerned about the horizontal output, which is looking very healthy. And by the way, look at there, it's an RCA, so this television has been worked on before. Let's see, can we get a number? Will it unplug without just pulling apart at the base here? Let's see what kind of damper tube we got here. It's the original, it's the Magnavox. What is that number? I can't read it through the camera. H3. I think I might have to go off camera to, let's see, I got a magnifying glass here. CH3. Okay. It's going to take a little time to go through this, y'all. We got some more torn up paper down there. I was really hoping to find a model number somewhere in this. You know what this actually looks like is this looks like roach damage. It looks like this television has had a roach infestation while it was in storage, but it looks thankfully like since I haven't seen anything crawling, it looks like it's all come and gone. So, first discovering a project like this, first thing I want to do basically is just get fully acquainted with it, and I guess that'll be the rest of this video, y'all. If y'all just want to hang around for me to pull this chassis out and start cleaning it up and seeing what I got here, because it has a lot of debris and does not appear to have rat damage. So the only thing left is roaches. But thankfully, none crawling around. Looks like our tubes in our tuner are actually okay. Alright. As you can see, it's getting dark outside, so I think I'm going to call this right now and take this up in the morning. But y'all, this is my process on something like this. I just I go in And the first thing I do, especially on something old like this that I really would like to fix and have last for a while, for a long time actually, I just like to get thoroughly acquainted with what I'm about to be working on. So I think I'll start the day tomorrow like that. Actually, I think I'm going to call this video right here tonight, y'all. I've just spent the last couple of hours going blind looking for any Magnavox service information listings corresponding to that model number down here, the 1C6250, and I've got two Howard W. Sam's PhotoFact indexes here, one from 1982 and another one here from 1997, and in neither of them am I seeing any listing for Magnavox even remotely corresponding to 1C6250. This one right here, well, they go about the same way. 1A 9225 to 1FM15, 1FM, 1FM, and so on and so forth. And then again here in the 1982, same thing, 1A 9225, 1FM, 1FM, 1K, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, this would have to be a cabinet model number or something not having to do with the actual chassis that this television has in it. So right now it's still a mystery what model this actually is. So it looks like I might have to tough this one out and just go full-on investigative detective on this, and that's better done in the daylight. But I did find one thing. The suspiciously open high voltage cage. Taking another look in there, if I can zoom it. That's a scorch mark right there. And look right below it, right there. We've got a scorch mark right here in the high voltage cage of this with the flyback. And that definitely looks overheated right there. And that is probably, if I was to guess, a focus rectifier diode, and they would occasionally melt down, and that would definitely stop a television from being playable. Used to see those suckers melted down occasionally in old tube type color televisions. So maybe we have actually just on this rough inspection located the smoking gun that got this television originally disused, you know. Maybe we found the actual cause that led to it being not jumped, but put aside. And that's always fun to do. It's always nice to be able to maybe locate the original breakdown, and normally it takes a lot of work. You know, you kind of have to go really deep and observant to try to locate what originally happened to a television. It's kind of fun for me to try to piece together what its final hours were. It looks like this one's final hours might have been fluctuating focus, which finally just, you know, maybe the picture went all blurry, and maybe they had like a odor and some smoke to come out of it from right there. And these are pretty generic parts, so maybe that's what happened to this old honey right here. And that would definitely be repairable. It'd be real good to know with service data, you know, what originally, what size, you know, and the exact ratings, you know, that we're looking forward to replace that. But if that is a focus rectifier, it is exceptionally likely that that is what originally ended up, ended the life of this television. So, I'm kind of glad I noticed that. And it's all because this was just left, you know, open. It was just left ajar like that, you know, when we got the back off of it. So, again, that's why I say, you know, go ahead and get acquainted, you know, with what you're about to work on. You know, anytime you can maybe locate the smoking gun that got one disused, you're ahead of the game. And that would actually bode well for the flyback transformer. Those focus rectifiers used to be, they used to have to be replaced, you know, not uncommonly in color televisions from this period. And if that is what originally went wrong with this television, then that would mean that otherwise it had a good chassis in it back when it was first put aside. And these gassy tubes, the gassy damper tube and other tubes in it, you know, just happened, you know, while it was sitting up. And if no power has been applied to it in this condition, you know, since it was originally put aside, maybe we won't have anything to worry about here other than just, you know, some, you know, age-related issues, you know, just maybe some dried up electrolytics and all, and maybe they'll actually reform. Also, when I was rewatching my last 20-minute plus clip, I noticed that here at the tuner, we actually have no mystery about what two tubes were used in the tuner. It used a 3HQ5 RF amplifier and a 6 HB7 oscillator and mixer. Right there on the very back of that tuner. And also, from the last video, I was talking about it felt like a switch type tuner. Well, look through that gap right there, and obviously this is a turret type tuner. If I can, okay, my arm isn't long enough to reach around. Come on, focus, 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 focus. There we go. Well, I just, you know, it doesn't want to work for me like that. But we've got a turret type tuner in this. If it'll quit blurring on me. But, yeah. And it felt like a switch type tuner. But that is a turret tuner. And that is also a plus on this old girl, because they clean up so much easier than switch type tuners. They are wonderful to work on. Anybody that's ever worked on switch type tuners in televisions knows that turret is the way to go. That they are just so much easier to clean up. But we'll get back into that more in the next video. But I'm going to go ahead and call this video right here, because obviously I'm starting to get tired and tongue-tied. And also, I want to be very thorough when I go through all of this. I'm going to have to pull this chassis out and get it out in the daylight. The next step is going to be basically to just do a cleaning on all of this internally and try to find, if I can, any uh, chassis number, model number, service number, something that will enable me to go ahead and get precise data on this television. But hopefully we won't need that. I noticed we got something looks like was glued to the picture tube right there, but it seems to be long gone. A label there, and like I said in the last video, they would sometimes put the model number, repeat that, and the serial number on the picture tubes in televisions. And this appears to be the original picture tube in this still. And maybe it's good. If we had focus trouble when it broke down, that would definitely be in its favor. As far as the chances of the picture tube still being very viable in this. But anyway, I'm getting too talky because it's gotten late for me. The next video, though, is going to be cleanup on this. Basically, just go through and go full investigative detective. Try to pull out and save any paper scraps like you see laying around right there. Maybe I can find, well, what we got right here. All right, see what I'm talking about? Okay, we got the serial number for the picture tube. It's just talking about that. And I bet you that is what used to be glued right there. All right, so you see, that's what I'm going to have to do, though, y'all. Try to go through and preserve as much of these little chips and scraps as I can, and see if I can find any remnants of a model number or service number, chassis number, anything like that with this, and we'll get into more detail about the chassis then. This is what I'm used to going through on projects, y'all. I know it might look daunting to others out there, but for me, in my life, the entirety of my life, this is just another day working on no junk TV. Anyway, y'all take care out there, and maybe we're still on the road to getting this sucker revived. And maybe it won't be as much work as it's looking like it might be, but we'll just have to go deeper and see. Anyway, until tomorrow when the sun will be out, and I can really carefully pull all this out and just start picking through and going through and sorting through all of this. This is as far as I dare go on this video. So until next time, y'all take care out there, and find something you love and do it and never work again. You're not working if you're doing something you love, and I love stuff like this. Anyway, take care, everyone. Brooks Hobby Shop, and we're out.